Backend developer, we do not call the backend developer. We call the engineer.
Okay, one question is probably, what's the difference between engineer and developer?
That's a good question. Engineer, actually, they write the logic.
Okay.
Developer is studying front-end developer. He did not write the logic.
So
He's just consuming the API. Those logic is written by the engineer.
So engineer basically write the code and logic, right?
Yes. Okay. So front-end developer, they can be engineers some way as well.
At some point, I thought like engineer and developer are the same thing.
They're the same thing. Do not take me wrong way. Developer is like a more about the starting role.
Okay.
Many company, they call the software developer. They call the software because he just started his journey. From the developer to become the software engineer, you have to go through a journey. Write the business logic, understand the code, problem solving. Developer means if all the API is not being developed, mobile app developer cannot do anything. He can just make the nice, beautiful UI, beautiful the button, right? Some cool like the theme, but nothing works. This is the dead application, right? Mm-hmm. So let's go back. So looking at this, the picture, now you know how the mobile app connected directly, connected with the backend directly. And how the front end connected with how the browser is connected. Browser always requests to the front end. Front end goes to the back end. How about if you work in the vehicle industry? Yep. What about if you are vehicle industry? What happened then? So that's your vehicle.
The vehicle goes to the backend engineer.
Yep, look at that. Vehicle is connected with the backend API. Look at this.
So there is no front end involved or what?
1 second.
Okay.
The client is here.
Mobile app, web app.
Yeah, mobile app, web app, they will be here. So once as a mobile app developer, as you have a vehicle like the Mercedes Benz, and you are saying, start my car from the app. So that goes to the backend, and the backend goes to the vehicle. So vehicle come back to the backend, and backend tell to the mobile app, your vehicle is started.
Circle.
Yep.
Round trip.
Exactly, round trip. 1 second. Sorry about that. So you guys idea about how this works? Yes. It's opposite. Okay.
What about the database?
Database what?
You just said
they're always connected with the backend. they have no, yeah. In the modern application development, they have no like the connection with the front end. They don't. Good? Any question on it? So as an architect, that's what we do.
Just like architecture engineering.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the high level I show you. If I go detail, then you guys will be out of the scope. That's not your job. Designing, I just show you. Designing each of the component, how each of the features work, and how each of the API would be connected. And then actually, those API, the API payload, you see? The API payload, this is called the API payload. That's actually architect also defined based on the user story. Good? And based on the user story, database is also designed. Everything is based on the user story. That's the reason. If you do not write a user story properly, the things will go wrong. Because everybody is developing the wrong things. Yeah. And you have to live with it until you fix it. Yeah. And it's okay. In the beginning, nobody knows what they want to do. And this is the reason we call the version 2, version 3, version 4, software release version, right? Mm-hmm. And then finally we call not only the versioning, we're also improving, means optimizing. So did you guys get the idea how the development works from your user story to the backend, which is the API, then from the API to the depend on how the environment is. If there is a mobile app, desktop app, then this is the scenario. That's how it works. If there is only the web application website, this is how the scenario is. Good. And everybody has to work on the same user story. Any question on it? So now I'm expecting you guys can actually design you should be able to design some of the front end. If you want to design our front end, so our front end will be actually the two website. One is the admin operation, another is the user. Our front end actually different, right?
Yeah.
Actually, in every web application, there is a multiple front end.
Never the same.
Huh?
It's never the same.
Yeah.
You're
Because,
using Gliffy for the front end,
say
right?
again?
Gliffy for the front end?
No, Gliffy is just an application to draw the diagram.
Oh, I mean, like, you know, before that you design everything in one place. That's what I'm talking about. Is it the Gliffy?
Yeah. Yes, you're right. So she has the solution architect, enterprise architect, they use multiple software. Even you guys have to use it as well. If you want to be like that, if you want to go in the product manager, technical product owner architect, you actually become the kind of the close to the solution architect. Solution architect look for the whole platform, and you are only looking for the one application. Make sense? Mm-hmm. And it's not complicated, but that's not your scope now, by the way. So they use the Microsoft Visio, they use the Gliffy, they use the other architecture, like the software, to actually design in the architecture diagram. And the backend engineer look at it, they get the idea. Good? You know, this is not in your scope, but they know what people do. It is good thing. So you can talk to them precisely. You do not go to the QA and say design the architecture diagram, right? So that's knowing the audience is important, right?
Yes.
It's good. All right. And I did not touch many things. Go ahead.
So you know, for after we write a user story, we then have to show like a screenshot of the current situation and then expected change. So in the expected change, I would show what I want, which part I wanted to change. So for that, like, you know, how do I show that, you know, without using?
Sure. Good question. If you have a situation that you have like the UI UX designer, I think I answered last week, then you will engage them. If you do not have that situation, you will just hand draw yourself, pretty much.
I just did.
And you can do the Gliffy as well.
I can only mark it down, like the parts.
All right. But knowing the Gliffy, you can do that too, isn't it?
Yeah.
You got the current screenshot and you add the diagram here quickly. This is all I want to see. It happens. Did I answer your question?
I used, remember I showed on the presentation, current situation and accepted.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
I used another software.
Sure, that's fine. Many companies use the Gliffy. Many companies use the Visio. Many companies use the other third-party software just to diagram.
Visio is a Microsoft?
Microsoft, yes. Online version and the software as well. Faria, did I answer your question? It's not complex, really. But at this moment, you do not need to go that route. You're good. All right? Any questions so far? Okay. So I'm expecting you guys actually design today the new sprint and bring all the user story. The user story I have given on the chat. Okay? Bring those user story and send me the link. If I look at it, if I see good, then I will be actually inviting Shimul here. If I see you, if I see you are doing good, you are proven, then all the Shimul user story will be here. I'll give you guys the user story. You guys can combine and write them. And then Shimul and the Pratik, some of my team will be working with you guys here. Really, real product. That's what we do not show you guys now, because you guys need to go through the journey, then we'll actually doing the real things. We're doing the real things, but not you guys are seeing it. Are you good?
Yeah, so basically we're going to be rewriting those user stories that you've given us.
Yes. Yes. And then you have to design your sprint. If I send me the link, if I say it is all good, and then I will give you more and more sprint, more and more user story. You guys can add, and slowly, Shimon will be engaging here, and he will be actually working on this sprint. Shimon and the Pratik.
So task is to design sprint.
Say again.
So the task is to design sprint, and then any other task specific.
Your action item is the design the sprint, bring all the user story properly, and then the create the task for the developer as well. For now, what type of task? Task you can actually the clone, right? Developer is developing backend, developing front end, developing mobile app, developing the what? Desktop app, and the testing in staging, test plan creation. Those are the tasks. Remember? Yes. I want to see you guys do all of this. If you know, what do you do? The developer will come, he will see it, he will just update his task. Good?
Is it like how we did on the E2 journey? Like for each group?
Yes.
So we create one for the developer. So the mobile app, desktop, the backend developer.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And do we have the front end?
Yes.
Or do you have a full stack?
No, we have a full stack. We have a front end as well. Pratik is front
end. Front end. And then anyone else? QA?
No, or? The QA, yes. Engage, bring the QA as well.
Okay.
Add Pranto, then he will be adding the right people. Do not worry about anything.
Okay, add Pranto to the group.
Yes.
I think he's already added.
Okay, but we'll not come to see until you guys do things properly.
Okay. Okay, so the task is to design sprint, bring all the user stories, right?
Yes.
Organize them basically. So create task for the developer, specifically speaking, mobile app, desktop app, backend app, frontend.
And then also backend, create the backend user story as well.
Oh yes, backend user.
It is done, but still you need to create them, right? Because the work is done. Work is getting finished. Because we work faster because the one developer knows pretty much everything. So that's the reason you don't see how fast things are happening. But if you work in an environment, developer doesn't know much or he is very limited knowledge, you have to communicate in every places very precisely.
Here and there.
Yes, you have to convince everyone, you have to explain, writing documents that this is what I want, this is what I want. For us, because we have developer from the day one is working, they're all expert on it. And that's the reason you see, we work so fast, you will not even find out in the Google, Amazon, and the Apple. You will not. Forget about
Google,
them.
Amazon, they have like different.
No, they're fast. They're very good. They are very good.
But they have like different people for different.
Too complex, yes. Yeah. I just give you the example so you know that you even cannot give the example our work with anybody else because we work super fast. Right and left we work. Okay. Any question?
No.
Okay. So Faria, you guys will see by this week.
I might need to set up a meeting with Ashik though.
Sure. Ashik or Yusha you can show. By this week, we are actually redesigning the panel again.